everybody, I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back to my channel. I'm already sorry for the background noise because I wanted to I wanted to press record, but then the background noise started in the form of rain. But yeah, I am going to do a WIP and Chat today. I have just kitted up my next project. This is a beautiful feathers diamond painting from, again, a store here in the Netherlands called Action. It's 40 by 60, and yeah, we're just going to start it. So I'm going to put my spare washi tape off to the side. My husband printed me a new tray. It's kind of a big one, but I do like it so far. And I got myself a black pen. I printed this one myself, actually. Well, the 3D printer printed it, but I gave it the order to print. Do need to load up with wax. I'm just going to grab simple pink wax because, well, it does what it not needs to do. And I am not in the mood to fuss around with wax today. So, how are you all doing? I hope you had a great week. My week was kind of good, thankfully. It was also kind of busy. Oh, I don't need this. Want to start at the end of the row, so at least I know which one I done. But yeah, thankfully the rain stopped, because yeah, it was raining kind of hard. And we have a plastic kind of roofing over or balcony that we have on the backside of our house. So yeah, it does give a lot of noise. We need to take that off. Going to put it, well, in here for now, so that it's at least out of my way. But yeah, so it made at least a lot of noise, as you might have heard. I also found out a thing that I forgot to tell you last week, so I'm going to start off with that. So yeah, I last week forgot to tell you, at least I think it's kind of special. We went the Sunday before, so last week Sunday, not the past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, the family and I, well, the kiddos, hubby and I, we went out for dinner. So it's the first time in a long time that we have been at a regular sit-down dining restaurant with the kids. Ooh, I do need to say I have a glare that isn't fun. And yeah, we went to a sushi place where we actually go quite often. We have been there with the kids, especially with our daughter. We have been there before our son was born, because she is the adventurous eater one. She likes to eat, or at least try to eat, everything. This time she wasn't too happy with the fact that the octopus that she really wanted was chewy as can be. It didn't help that she had two of her front teeth wobbly. So finally yesterday the second one fell out. The last one already fell out last week, I believe. I think I already told you that. But yeah, the kids were happy. We were happy because we were able to do a sit-down dinner with them. It was quiet, so that also helped a lot with the fact that it wasn't too annoying. But yeah, the kids tried some stuff. Our daughter tried a new kind of sushi for her. Like last time, she didn't want the seaweed. This time she wanted one. It was one with cucumber. She loves cucumber. She loves rice. So it was a good combination for her, apparently. So that was good. So I don't know if I told you last week if we already went or if it was in the planning. I'm not entirely sure when we went, because it's vacation for the kids, everything blends together quite well. Doesn't help that I'm also not feeling too terribly great at the moment, so my brain is a little bit fuzzy. My stomach is a little bit upset. I'm feeling a little bit ugh. So that doesn't help at all. But well, we'll get there when we get there. Thankfully now it's a little bit better than it was this morning. Well, this afternoon, I'd better say. Because I was feeling kind of bad this afternoon. Took a nap. Thankfully after that it felt a little bit better. Started to cook dinner because it was dinner time. Started to feel bad again. But thankfully now in the evening it's feeling better. So glad with that. Because yeah, it's no fun. I have a feeling that lately it's like always something. I'm still a little bit sniffly. So if I sound a bit off, that's maybe why. But yeah, so as I said, like I don't know if I told you last week, but we last week went, well, I went with the kiddos to a indoor playground close to us. That was the thing they picked out for that week. I am debating, well, I actually need to check the weather, like if I'm going to a smaller zoo close to us. It's a different one than where we normally go to. But we need to see. They do have the coins our daughter collects, even though I am debating on what to do with it. Maybe I'll buy the collection over from her. She still can watch them every now and then. Because last weekend we made a trip and the kiddos were at my parents'. And they weren't with us for that trip, obviously. But we did get the coins from that place. I'm going to tell you in a bit, like where we went and everything, like more details. But yeah, we took the coins. Well, we bought the coins. But we're also like, not like, should we or should we not, like, every now and then let her pay for those? Because, yeah, we don't want to buy everything for her. But at the same time, like, we also need to then every now and then buy something for our son, because it isn't fair if we buy everything for our daughter and he doesn't have anything. So at the same time, like, maybe we need to view it as like our own collection. And yeah, it's a little bit of a thing that we need to figure out. So that's something. And we're already like planning a next trip. Don't know when yet, but yeah, it means also that we have like more coins that we can get for them. So we need to see. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, so we went to the playground, or at least I went to the playground with the kiddos. Tried to do some like regular crafty stuff, a little bit of like reading and stuff, or at least a reading exercise, tutoring stuff she had from school. She still likes to read, so she still does like her regular reading, but then most of the time I am like doing the cleaning and stuff. So she's reading in the background, so I can't like check up on her, like if she's reading correctly and everything. But oh well. We at least try to do something. As I said, tomorrow we're going to try to go to a little zoo, probably like only in the afternoon. Need to see like what the weather is doing, because it's kind of rainy the past like week. Thankfully, Saturday was dry because, yeah, I dropped off the kids on Friday at my parents' house. So that's that. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to put in some pictures of the things I'm talking about, because I am probably, if I'm going to go to the zoo with the kids, I'm not entirely sure if I have the time to like fully edit the video. Like only like put everything together and just let it render and everything. So we need to see about that. But yeah, like the regular stuff during the day, well, during the week wasn't too terribly exciting. Let's think, did we do basically anything? Well, hubby and I have been playing Animal Crossing a little bit. So we did do that a bit on like date nights and also during the weekend a bit. We have been playing that before, but it was like 4 years ago, I believe, that we last played it. Because yeah, it gives you some like dates and everything for certain stuff. So we're a little bit like figuring out like how everything was again and like what we were planning to do with everything. But yeah, I'm feeling exhausted, so I don't know like how long this WIP and Chat will be, because I slept terrible the last night. Didn't help that I had a kind of a big depression hit yesterday evening that stuck with me to like this afternoon. So that doesn't help, because yeah, we're talking about like finances, and I was thinking about like getting a job and everything, and then at the same time like how to sort everything out with like vacations and the kids and everything, and yeah, it made me stressed out. So I do like being able to pick up the kids from school, and if they have for one or the other reason like a day that they are off or anything, it's just nice that I don't need to make sure like the kids are somewhere or anything. And it's not that I have also like a lot of choices like work wise, because yeah, I also want to try to at least be with the kids as much as possible. So it's like a few hour jobs. I found like some cleaning jobs that were like 4 hours a day, like 3 days a week. But at the same time, like, how am I going to sort that with like vacations and everything? So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. Possibly also if I'm going to start to work again, I might stop YouTube, because depending on the amount of hours that I'm going to work, I might just be like, okay, it's too much of a fuss to also add YouTube on top of that without it getting like really inconsistent and everything. And so that's also on the horizon. Lately I'm struggling like mentally, so I'm having multiple times in my head like, can better stop, because nobody is like really like waiting for the videos to come out. So it's not that people are like, oh, you don't have a video today, oh, that's so sad, or anything. People are like, oh, well, no video, well, tough luck. At least it feels like that for me, or at least my brain makes it feel like that. Let's better say it like that. So yeah, I do know I have like my few people that always comment on the videos, which I'm really grateful for. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like there are just so few people to interact with that I'm like, can't really say that I'm doing YouTube for like the community aspect, because yeah, I do really like your comments when you comment though, but it feels a bit depressing at times, to be honest, because especially like time lapses, it takes a lot of time. And it sometimes feels a bit like I'm doing it for nothing, so yeah. Doesn't help that I'm also like having a like really negative brain, so I'm spiraling really quickly when my brain starts to go down. And yeah, it does happen way too often, at least more often than I would like. Let's see it like that. Especially when we're planning some stuff and it's obviously costing money. And then I'm like, yeah, but why should I spend so much money if I don't make money? Because, yeah, obviously I don't earn money. Yeah, I got a little bit of money from YouTube, but that's like, if I'm lucky and I have a really, really good day, I have like €1 on a day. But most of the times, I think I average out like somewhere in between like 20 and 40 cents, give or take. Last week, I somewhere had a day that was like 7 cents. So yeah, I think on average, I'm somewhere between like 20 and 40, give or take. But yeah, you need to have €70 before YouTube gives you the money. So yeah, that's like, obviously it's better something than nothing, but it feels like it takes so long. Because yeah, there are like two, if I'm really lucky, maybe this year, 3 paychecks. Still, it is a decent amount of money because yeah, I'm crafting anyways, but yeah, it also costs a lot of money because I believe I earn like around, give or take, if this would come through upcoming month, it would be like around 140 something, I believe. 140, 150. So it isn't too bad, but at the same time, it's not making me money because yeah, I've made then say €150. I also already spent this year €400. So yeah. So I'm also like thinking of ideas of like how can I sell certain stuff, like make a little bit of money like on the side and still work from home, to say it like that. So yeah, it's a little bit of a headache at the moment. Thankfully, as I said, like we had the kids away from home the past weekend, so they spent 2 nights at my parents' house, which I do need to say I realized that was time that I really, really needed. Especially since hubby and I just made a fun trip. We did a shopping trip to a place where we haven't been in like quite a while. So we did that on Friday. We went to Belgium, to be exact. We went to the Belgium city called Maasmechelen. We've been there before, but it's not a place we come often, especially not with the kids. It's not for us. They also have like an outlet shopping center there, which we don't go to because we don't buy like brand clothes or anything. But yeah, it's just a little bit too much of a drive to take the kids, and also to be quite honest, the kids are at an age that shopping isn't something they like. Not without them fussing like half the stores, like either fussing or wanting some stuff. So like slowly browsing through like a city isn't something we make them happy with. So it's not a thing that we do when we have the kids at home. Obviously, we go shopping for the things we need if we need to, but yeah, we don't go like shopping just for browsing around. So yeah, we did that on Friday. We had a fun time. Afterwards, we were back home at, I think, like 5:30 or something. So we're pretty close. And my husband decided, like, hey, there is a new restaurant that opened, like, I think it's by now like half a year ago. We have been saying, like, we want to go there for a few times that we dropped off the kids now. So we were in the area, and husband was like, you know what? Let's just go. Then we directly know if it's also something that we potentially could take the kids to. It was a really good place. It was really like on point with like decoration and everything versus their name, because it is called Gold, so the color gold, and it's a Korean barbecue, and it was really good. Because yeah, you just make your meat at your table, but a lot of the things were kind of spicy. We can handle at least some spice, but the kids most of the times don't like it. So we're like, probably it's nothing for them. But I do know that my cousin and his wife do like it, so potentially we go there with them maybe sometime. So that's an option that we were thinking about, like, hey, want to do a double date? But yeah, it was really good. They also had some sushi. They had a few like pre-grilled things and everything. But yeah, it was fun. It wasn't something that we would do like every time the kids are away or something, but it's one that we can put like in the rotation. And I hear my dishwasher, so hold on. And I'm back. Yeah, if you've been here on the channel before, you might know, like, I have a dishwasher that's really quiet at the end of its, like, washing cycle, and then it gives this very specific sound, and then it starts to beep that it's done. So, yeah, I heard the sound. Also, while we were, like, enjoying our day out, or well, our afternoon out, because I dropped off the kids in the morning at my parents' house, I tried to get some stuff from close to them. Sadly, they didn't have the stuff I wanted. Didn't help. But yeah, after that, I drove back home. By the time I was home, my husband was almost at home as well. So he changed out of his work attire, and then we went to Belgium. In the meantime, sadly, we missed some deliveries, because I had from AliExpress some stuff that was coming that was actually already for a time like marked at like Friday, but yeah, the time is always of the essence. Sadly, it was when we were away. But yeah, we have a lot of big pickup points close to us, so we ended up picking it up on Saturday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday. Because we were just before closing, we were in the area, so we're like, you know what, just pop in and pick it up. We also had some stuff from hubby for his 3D printer. So he got some extra filaments and everything, because the store that he gets his filament from had a anniversary sale. So he bought himself a load of filaments. So yeah, and that's always like, it comes from Germany, so it always takes a few days. And yeah, you know when it comes, like the day that it comes. So it's not a thing you can account for, like when it directly comes. Sometimes it's like 2-3 days, sometimes it's a few days more. Whoa, I bumped you. And I do need to put in some extra drills. I'm going to put everything in there. The tray's big enough, so. Actually, this tray should have a stopper, but I didn't have my husband print it because it was like a really thin one. So I'm like, I can just hold my finger in front of the opening. It works as well. But I do like the tray. I also have been working like on with this tray on my cross stitch conversion. I do need to say it works for that as well, because I have been like taking this week off from like doing the time lapses because I have been working ahead a bit on that. So I am trying to get ahead a bit on my cross stitch conversion so that I can show you the update in a little bit, because yeah, I want to be done with that one, because yeah, it's going on for long enough now. Already looking ahead for future projects. I'm really thinking of doing a temperature project next year, because to be quite honest, I want to see like how extreme like the Dutch weather is, if you like see it represented somewhere. So we're going to see. I have seen a few fun charts that I might see if I can arrange that. But I first want to have my cross stitch conversion out of the way, at least as far as possible. And then I'm going to look further. So it is my planning on having the cross stitch conversion done soon-ish. Also, like some other projects that I'm also still working on, like the beaded cross stitch that I have. I need to say I am a decent amount of work. I have that done, so I am getting along quite well with it, but it's like the last bit that I needed to do. As I said, like today I didn't have the energy for it, otherwise it might have been done today. But yeah, hopefully soon-ish I will be having a video for that. I last week also, by the way, tried to film an unboxing. Well, in the English version, you can hear my daughter giggle in the background somewhere, and I nearly lost my marbles. She scared the living daylights out of me. Yes, I got angry a little bit at her because I told them to stay down the stairs for a certain time, and at a certain point she apparently came upstairs. But at the same time, I needed to laugh afterwards, so it was like, hey, sorry I got a little bit angry, but you scared me, and not just a little bit, you scared me a lot. And also, I told you not to come upstairs. So she was like, yeah, okay. She thought it was still like fair because I asked her like to not come upstairs. And all of a sudden, like I was giving a little bit of a Luna fix for the people that wanted to see Luna, not wants to see. And I told like the Luna fix, and she started giggling. So I was like, ah, shoot! Nearly dropped my phone on the ground because it scared me so much. So yeah, I apparently found out the hard way that I can't let the kids play downstairs for a little bit and film upstairs. So yeah, I haven't filmed the Dutch unboxing. I actually wanted to film that today, but I don't have the energy for it. I'm tired as hell. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, for the rest of the weekend, because I only told you the Friday. So on Saturday, we planned to go to the city of Maastricht, which is quite close to us. It's like a half-hour drive from where we live. Background noise might be starting up, I hear, because I hear it raining a bit harder. But yeah, so we went to Maastricht. It's a really fun city. Like, we've been there before. As I said, we got like 3 of the coins there for our daughter's collection. So she has now, I believe, 7 different coins. So that's a bit like what we are debating on, because the first 2 that she started the collection with, actually, those we got for her because we gave her like a little bit of like spending money. Then one we got it gifted to us. Then the one from Gaia Zoo she got herself, and then the 3 from Maastricht we got her as well. So we're a little bit like in debate of like, what are we going to do with it? I do know like the place we wanted to go to tomorrow also has a coin, and they have like a special edition that is like gold, at least for now. So I'm like, probably want, if they have them both in the machines, I want to have them both. I think my daughter would like to as well, because it's like for the, I believe, 55-year celebration of their opening or something like it. So I think we need to have a conversation with our daughter, like, hey, so and so, like, hey, what do you think? Are you okay with it, with like us buying some stuff like coins wise for you while you haven't been there? Because she's 7 now, she understands quite a lot actually. Like that's also like one of her parts with like her NLD that she has. She is like really understanding in a lot of ways. So her like ability to like understand things is sometimes a lot higher than you would think. But yeah, so it might be a thing that I'm like, that we like leave up to her. Like, okay, we plan to go. Do you want us to take coins with us? Or do you say like, I want to have this amount? Or we are like, okay, we see that we are, for example, now thinking of going to Antwerpen, or if you would call it in English, Antwerp. We are thinking of going there next. They also have 2 coins, like if she wants to have them, even if she isn't gone there, like, okay, we are able to get you one if you do want both of them, if they are both available at that time. Like, you need to pay one yourself. But yeah, it's a lot of things that we still need to figure out, like what to do with it. But at least I thought it would be fun to make like a list of it, to see like, okay, where we've been in what year, so you can see like a little bit of a travel log, sort of. Thought that would be fun. So I already told my husband, like, if she doesn't want us to, if she wants to like us have it, I'm going to pay her the few coins that she paid herself back, and then we just keep it for herself, like as a little travel log, like what year we went where. So that might be fun as well. So we need to see. But yeah, as I said, Maastricht. We ended up actually leaving a little bit later than we originally planned, because as I said, we missed some deliveries, and the delivery for the filament from my husband for his 3D printer ended up being delivered pretty close to us. It would open at 10 o'clock in the morning. We actually wanted to be in Maastricht at 10 o'clock. Ended up being a good decision that we didn't, because a lot of places opened like a little bit later, like 12 o'clock when we were there. Especially like on the other side of the river where we went first. So it wasn't too terribly bad of a decision, because we actually wanted to be like in Maastricht around 10 o'clock, and now we went to the parcel delivery place first, and we were there at 10 o'clock because they just opened at 10. But yeah, so we picked up the package, went to Maastricht, parked the car, pretty close to the center. We're like, yeah, we're not going to go every week. And well, my husband made a list like on Google, like, okay, places he wants to visit. And we're like, yeah, if we find stuff in the stores, it's nice if we can just drop it off in the car and just go back and continue. So we did that. We used the car option a few times, but we were lucky. We were at like 10:30 something. We were there. It wasn't too terribly busy with parking. Like when we dropped the stuff off at the car, like at 12 o'clock, there was like a big line of cars waiting to park. So we were lucky. We also were able to park quite close to the entrance, so we're very lucky. And also parking costs were pretty okay, because it was pretty close to the city center. It is a bigger city, because yeah, it's Maastricht. There are also the concerts is the Dutch word, from André Rieu were still going on, so that was also like part of the reason why it is, I think, a bit busier in Maastricht than it would normally have been. Because, yeah, he is popular, and he is from the area of Maastricht. I actually believe he owns the house where the real person that a lot of fictional characters is fictional character is based off, actually had his last breakfast in his house, his castle. As far as I'm like aware, I do believe it was there. Namely, the character of D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers. He died in the Battle of Maastricht, if I'm correct. His grave is unknown. Potentially he will be found somewhere, or he is already found during archaeological excavations. But yeah, bones do not tell you who you are when you are gone for a couple of 100 years. But yeah, so apparently, I believe André Rieu has bought the castle where he had his last breakfast, where he stayed his last night. At least somewhere, I believe it was there. And otherwise, it was some of the other castles close by. Yeah, so we walked around the Vrijthof to see like the stage and all. We didn't spend the evening there for a show. I would have loved to when I was a little bit younger. I looked at the shows from the television with my grandparents from my dad's side a lot, but when I was old enough that I was able to pay for the tickets and I was able to like drive my grandparents there, my grandma was already sick, so we were not able to make it, but I really wanted to do that. So yeah, always when I think of it, it's like a memory that I'm like holding dear, that we were already like, that I was planning to surprise them with it, like for their 50th anniversary, but it was apparent that my grandma was sick. We didn't know what it was at that point in time. But yeah, she lived from the point that they had their 50th marriage anniversary. She lived, I think, beginning of May was their wedding anniversary, actually the 3rd of May. And she passed away the end of October. So yeah, couldn't make it to the Vrijthof concerten. Too bad. But yeah, it always has a little bit of a place in my heart. So yeah, I wanted to see this stage and see like which version of this stage they pick for Maastricht. But I believe it's like always the same because it fits there. Not all the things fit in the same places. It's like the Grecian inspired one. It's beautiful. And it was fun to see. So yeah, so we saw that. As I said, like we got the coin for our daughter at like one of those like tourist trap kind of souvenir shops. One is on like the bridge over the river Maas, as we would call it, but it's called the Muse, whatever in English. Mosa in Roman times, because the city was called Mosa Trajectum in Roman times. So in case you're a Roman historian, or at least love Roman history, that's the city I visited, Mosa Trajectum. And another Roman city I am pretty close to, actually it's like one city over, is Corravalem, which is nowadays called Heerlen. Don't know if our own city had like a little bit of influence. Well, influence probably had, because yeah, the whole area was Romanized, but no clue of if my city was actually like a village or something in Roman times. Would you actually be interested in like hearing like Dutch history? And if so, what history specific? Because then I might be able to add that for the list of things to talk about for when I am having all my quackers in a row, my ducks in a row, so that I am able to like figure something out to talk about without just rambling as I normally do. Because yeah, I am like already for a year saying I want to do some myths and legends, but it never gets around to it. But yeah, it's always fun to see if there are people that have certain things from the Netherlands or my specific region that they want to learn about. So if there's anything you want to know, let me specifically know down in the comment section. Like any specifics, like a general theme, or if you have like a specific thing you want to know. If you can't wait, you can also tell it like I want an answer now, but still do it in a video. Can always do that as well. Like I'm really curious for this and that, like please tell more in the video, but can you tell the basics now? Or something like it. But yeah, so we went to like one of those tourist trap souvenir shops because we wanted to have the coins for our daughter. So that was actually like, I think the first stop we had so that we couldn't forget it. And also at that point in time, it wasn't too terribly busy in the city. A few hours later, it was a lot worse. Yeah, so we did like the other side from like the main city of Maastricht. We did the other side of the bridge, the Maas River. We did that first. And then we walked around a little bit on the other side. As I said, like used the parking space for like, well, used the car for dumping some stuff. Also, it was kind of hot, so we needed to stop by stores quite often to grab something to drink. Thankfully, for the fact that Maastricht is like one of the bigger cities in at least the Limburg area, it's not too terribly touristy, like tourist trap like. Because yeah, obviously it was still touristy, but it wasn't too bad. Will it fit in this tray a bit? Huh, it went better than expected. Nice. Because yeah, the spout on this tray is like the same size as my container. So was a little bit of a question like, would it fit or not? We're going for this color next. But yeah, for lunch we decided we would sit down at like some kind of terrace or something we ended up getting to a place, I believe it was, oh, I'm blanking on the name, Frets or something. It was really good. We wanted to first get like a bread roll with some dips, but we saw food come by from different tables and we're like, oh, this is all looking so good. So we ended up getting also kind of a nice Dutch thing. We got some beef croquettes, rundvlees kroketten, on like a sliced bread. It was like dark bread, really thickly sliced. The croquettes were of a really good quality, so it was like really beefy, pun intended. And then we got like the bread we actually intended with some butter, like I believe it was sea salt butter and aioli, and it was so good. Obviously, since it's a city, it is a bit more pricey than when you get it like here. Also, I believe it was like €2, no, €3 or something for like an iced tea, like from Lipton. But again, we're like, for the fact that it's a city, a bigger city, a somewhat of a touristy city, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. We anticipated worse. But yeah, the food was so good. We also went and visited a place I normally don't come to often, namely a church. I'm not really a religious person. I'm not going into details and everything, but okay, this is not going to work. I am going to grab my smaller tray, because this is just a tiny bit too big for like, especially like little colors. If I need to change out my tray, it's too often, it's not nice. At least not in this tray. Well, container, not the tray, the container. Because it has these like edges and everything gets stuck there, so it's a little bit difficult to pour in the small containers. Yes, so we went to a church, but the reason we went there is because there's a bookstore in it. It is called Boekhandel de Dominicanen, so bookstore the Dominicans. So it was a church. I think it probably also was like a monastic site. And the good old days, or the bad old days, depends on how you look at it. The olden days. But it was, I think, like an abbey as well, probably, or at least it was affiliated with the Dominican monks. Or at least you would think about it like when they are called like that, or at least the bookstore has something to do with it. But the bookstore is, as I said, like located in an old church. It's like really cute, like there where the altar was, I think, at least. It's like directly opposite of the entrance, so I guess that's where the altar was. There they have like a little cafe now, so you can buy something to drink. They have made like these big book racks thingies where you can go like into and up a few stories. It has like 3 stories in total, I believe. So you have like ground floor and 2 floors up there. They had on the other side, they had 1 floor as well. But yeah, it looked so cool. So if I'm going to add in the pictures, it will be here somewhere. I took a few pictures, not too terribly much, but yeah, it was really fun to see. Sadly, I didn't find books that I was like, yeah, I'm going to get those. Because honestly, at the moment, I'm like, I don't even have an oven, so I can't do much cooking. So like, I have cookbooks in like wish lists everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take them out at least for now, because I'm like making myself annoyed with the fact that I can't make it. But yeah, it was to be there again. I have been there before, so that's why I knew that it was there. That I was also saying to my husband, like, hey, I want to visit that. But yeah, we had a really late lunch, so also dinner we didn't do. We just had like a little bit of a snack evening, had a good fun time, had some snacks, just a general cozy fun time. Yeah, in Maastricht in general, we just have been like browsing through stores, a little bit like of the city itself. Sat on a terrace for a little bit, enjoying like watching people come by. It was a really fun day. I noticed that I desperately needed it to just be. Not need to do anything, but just be in the moment. As I said, like we're already planning to like, okay, what cities are we wanting to visit? So what cities do we need to make lists of? Like where are we going to go? Antwerpen, so Antwerp is kind of high on the list, at least at this point in time. We also have a cat cafe there in the list. Maastricht did have a cat cafe, but it's permanently closed. Don't know for how long already, but it's closed. But we found out that there is one to a city close to us, so potentially like in a few weeks we might do that with the kids, because the kids love cats. And we think they would appreciate it. It's also not a thing that would be too terribly expensive to go to. So we can, if we need to have something for like a simple store or anything, we can go to that city and be like, okay, but we will do that, but we will then go to a cat cafe. So we might do that as well. Yeah, on Sunday, we didn't do a lot. We went to a hardware store close to us because I needed cat litter, and I'm like looking around for like what litter I really want to have, because the one I used before is getting way up in price. So I'm trying to find ones that are a bit more wallet friendly and still good. So we went to a toy store directly to see if we can find some things for our kids. Also, they should have a certain like kitty corn thing for our daughter, because she got actually thankfully two different kitty corns for her kid's birthday party. Because I knew from one kid that she would get one specific, like the purple version, because the mom already asked like, would she like something like this, and we were like, yeah, obviously, because we know she was asking for that for a long time, but they are kind of pricey. We never like bit the bullet and be like, okay, you can have one, because of the fact that they are pricey. And yeah, we never knew like if it's worth it. It ended up being worth it. They also love to play with them. Actually, they both got with her to my parents, so I guess they are quite the hit. But yeah, so we got one there because there was a black one that was the rare one. And yeah, I never saw it online. I did know there were 6 different ones. Those I could all order online, at least in store, like one of the stores that we often buy from. But when she opened the ones from her birthday, we saw that there were actually 7. There was also the black rare one. So we saw them in the store. We're like, should we just pick them up? If not for anything else, then just as a backup plan for like in a couple of months. Not going to name more names in case you have also little ones listening who don't need to hear everything, if you know what I mean. And if you little ones don't know what I mean, don't ask mommy or daddy about it. Some things are not for little kids. But yeah, so we got that, and we got lucky because they just had one of the black-tailed ones. Well, the black-tail was everything that stuck out, so you know what is in there. But as far as I believe, it's like a full black or black with like quote unquote gold/yellow, like a little bit calico kind of, if I'm not mistaken. Can look it up because I have the info pamphlet from the other one on the dresser over there, but I'm not wanting to go up to see because I'm lazy at the moment. Thankfully, I'm still feeling a little bit better, so that's a good thing. But yeah, so we didn't do too terribly much on Sunday. As I said, like went to the hardware store, went to the toy store, grabbed some simple like bread rolls, kind of food for lunch. We've done enough special foods over the weekend, so. Afterwards, we did a little bit of Animal Crossing again. So, yeah, and afterwards it was time for us to go pick up the kids at my parents' place. So that's what we did. Yeah, then it was time for us to go home. Hubby got a quote-unquote order from my dad for a print. He wanted to have something to put his batteries in, so we ended up printing him something. It didn't care what kind of model it was, didn't care what kind of color it came in, as long as he could put his batteries in there. Because they were now all over the place and like basically like draining the battery life out of each other. So that didn't help at all. But yeah, as per usual, went to the McDonald's afterwards because that's the kids' thing. They got lucky. They got squishmallows in their Happy Meal, so they were happy with their meal. Hubby had gone to work again yesterday and today, so I just had a regular day with the kids. Well, today I haven't been feeling the greatest, so it wasn't like a regular, but at least somewhat regular. Kids had been coloring because they wanted to do that really badly, so in the afternoon they started out with coloring so I could do some stuff that I really needed to do. Then I was like, okay, I'm feeling so bad, I'm going to take a nap, so if you would be so kind as to play upstairs so I can at least have like an ear on you. And I'm close in case there's something you need to know, you can wake me. So we ended up doing that. I ended up napping for like, I think half an hour to an hour somewhat. Felt a bit better. Did some stuff downstairs. Took it a little bit slow because I'm not really wanting to do too much if I'm not feeling great. I rather save the energy on getting better. So did that. I had a little bit of organizing done yesterday, so I have a little bit of space. I'm trying to organize like another part of the basement, like again. And yeah, so I'm trying to keep myself busy and everything. Ooh, I'm at almost an hour, at least for like the actual filming part. So the actual video will be past an hour, I think. But yeah, so as I said, like planning for tomorrow, going to like a small zoo. I also need to go to the store in the morning because I do need to pick up a new lunchbox for our son, and I need to pick up some jams because we are trying to figure out some like somewhat healthier options for like a lot of stuff, because the school they go to is like a healthy school, so they are at least trying to like minimize unhealthy food. And now we need to pack lunches for ourselves, so well, for the kids, for ourselves. So I actually have the lunchbox here, but it's broke, so I need to get another one. So we got this. We can put like a little bit of like a something in there. It has like multiple compartments, so we're like, that felt to us like for like a good option. So we could at least like make some sandwiches in there every now and then, put some wraps in, and like have some options. Like we don't need to fill it every time to the brim with all special things, but we can also make like something with like fruit spread. And yeah, the fruit spread we found now had a lot less sugar than the actual jams. I think it saved like 50 grams per 100 gram or something. Yeah, I know, you want your food. Now it's almost food time. Wait 10 more minutes, please. So I can clean up my mess here. Yeah, so I need to do that. And I think like afternoon will be for the zoo. We also had like a taste test today for stuff with the kids, because we got these little jars of peanut butter. In Maastricht there was a store called the Pindakaaswinkel, which translates to the peanut butter store. Like, this is their card. And they had 10 different types of peanut butters. Like another few peanut related items. But mainly peanut butter, because yeah, it's peanut butter store. So, well, if you were literally translated, it's peanut cheese store. But But yeah, so we had that today, so the kids were happy with that. It was a lot of work, but the kids loved it. They love these like little taste test kind of things. So we might need to do that with jams as well. So maybe I will get every one of the 8 flavors. We'll need to see. We'll need to see. But yeah, for the rest, I don't have too terribly much planned in the upcoming week. Probably in the weekend trying to do some work on the attic again. Have again some like somewhat downtime with hubby. But there are no like set in stone appointments or set in stone things that we're like, okay, we are going to do this or that. Also tomorrow, daughter's swimming lessons and a date night after that. For the rest of the weekend, for the week in the evening, I'm thinking of going to do the cross-stitch conversion some more. During the day, if I have time to craft, I will be working on the beaded cross-stitch. If I finish that, I might also use the time for the cross-stitch conversion, at least like in afternoons, if I have like a longer stretch of time. But that's all like up for debate and up for discussion. Like if the kids want to craft as well, then I can't take up a lot of table space. Because yeah, the table that I'm now at is our dining room table. That's craft table. It's like a table of all kinds. But it's a nice table, so why not? But yeah, with that all being said, I think I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to clean my mess up. Store this one away, like hang it up so it can lay a little bit flat, because it is wanting to curl up on itself. That's the only downside of like diamond paintings from Action. They don't really want to flatten out themselves. So it means that I am going to get a pants hanger, put it up here and just let it hang. So it just relaxes, hopefully, at least a bit. But as soon as I get it done, like the mandala I did finished last week, I do need to roll it up kind of tight to get it back in the box. So that's annoying, but oh well. Yeah, for the rest, I'm going to leave it at this. Because, yeah, I've talked enough. I didn't think I would have made it this far because I'm tired. But oh well. But yeah, as I said, like, I'm going to leave it at this. I hope you liked the video. If you did, well, give the video a thumbs up if you haven't subscribed, because this is maybe you like the first video or one of your first videos. If you want to see more of me like ramble on, do consider subscribing. You can always come back every now and then to just see what comes up and tickles your fancy. But I would very much appreciate it if you would like the video. If there's anything you want to tell me, ask me. You can find me down in the comment section below the video. Tell me anything or ask me anything, as long as it's polite, obviously, but I think that's like common sense. You can ask me a lot. I'll answer a lot. Yeah, you can obviously also just leave a comment if you want me to know that you watched the video. That's also perfectly fine. And yeah, with that all being said, again, I hope you liked the video. If you did, you know the drill. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!